So, Khalsa, the older by 8 years and has the BAMMA experience, but Howard has a solid amateur background. Howard has the hype. Khalsa, no respect for reputations. Has one of these rising stars underestimated the other, and will he pay the price? We're about to find out with BAMMA MC Buddy Johnson.
Inside the SSE Arena, London. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BAMMA London. We begin with a professional catchweight bout fought over 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first, to my left, this man stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 145.6 pounds with one professional win from Kidderminster. He is David Demolition Man Khalsa. And his opponent to my right in the red corner, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighing officially 155.4 pounds, making his pro debut from Gravesend, Charlie Boy Howard. When your action begins, your referee in charge is Mr. Daniel Mulvahedi.
So, Chris, what an eagerly anticipated clash, and the clash of styles could be so important here as well.
And you can hear the noise from the Charlie Boy Howard army behind us in the bleachers. And the look of determination on the face of Khalsa appears relentless.
Now, for me, the key to this is how long Charlie Boy wants to stand and trade with a powerhouse who's now called the Demolition Man.
Khalsa, last time around, looked to take this one down and force the back for the choke. He may look to stand a little bit longer here against Charlie, but already a little bit of a feeling out process here. Khalsa, a multiple-time champ during his amateur career.
And Chris, we mentioned that he's come down a weight and feels strong. He looks strong at the weight, doesn't he?
Absolutely. I love the footwork here on display from both men. Khalsa there off the 1 to the 2 to the body.
Well, at the moment, he's doing a traditional boxing style. You notice the double left, straight to the head, the right to the body there. Very good traditional boxing technique.
And a beautiful outside round kick there. Howard plotting in a little bit too deep, that weight on that front leg, exposing him for the technique. I love it. We're seeing some improved new skills from Khalsa, but that's no surprise to me, you know? 6-1 as an amateur, and undefeated as a pro. This guy puts in the hard work.
Well, again, we mentioned Charlie Boy as well. Excellent amateur pedigree, and we've commentated on a number of his amateur bouts, and one thing is, he's never finished until the absolute finish. We saw in his last time out what a third round he had after losing the opening 2.
Yeah, that's exactly what Charlie really has become famous for, and certainly garnered a little bit of a cult following. But I'm seeing some good skills from Charlie as well. He's got a nice guard. He's moving his head very well, but nice connection there from Khalsa.
That was a sweet straight left and the low right kick. K1 style coming in here now. And he caught Charlie beautifully on the way in. And again, that shot to the body with the right hand, Chris.
Very calculated approach here from both men to start it off.
Yes, that's one thing we've seen as his career has developed. We said before that we mentioned the Diaz brothers, Charlie's style, but we're seeing it refined now here at professional level.
He's picking his shots, and he's starting to try to set up those kicks. The big question for me was about the weight cut, Malcolm. Both guys obviously had some issues on the scales, this being a catchweight contest. Khalsa looks to have recovered very well. Howard looks okay, too.
Well, that was a swift double left and then a straight right, but when they get close into that extreme boxing range, I just see the edge with Khalsa at the moment.
He's dipping his head in and out, trying to open up combinations and counters. Just like that.
That's what we're saying, Chris, is he slipped the Charlie Boy right, landed his own right, very dangerous at close range and close, and you wonder when Charlie Boy might try to take it to a clinch and then down to the ground, because at this level, Khalsa is proving dangerous.
If you take a look at his footwork right now, he's either 2 steps out or in the pocket. Just like that, in the pocket, uppercut, doesn't find it, stutter step to a round kick, and then back out. So what he's doing very well here is he's landing his own combinations, anticipating the response, and exiting.
Just as you said, he slipped again Charlie Boy's shots, which is so impressive, and then constantly worked the body, and now working that lead leg of Charlie Boy as well.
Nice 1-2 there from Khalsa. This is a very different template, but I guess if you kind of think about the fact, as we talked about in the walkouts, you become a confident wrestler, you're used to getting on top, you can use those skills and strike like this.
Well, they've just stepped up the pace here as this round has gone on, and it's gone beyond testing now. Khalsa is happier to come into that pocket more frequently, and we're seeing a more traditional approach from Charlie Boy as well, which is actually playing into Khalsa's hands.
That'll be that work at double K under Kieran Kettle, but it's not exactly one in this round. I think it's a good round here for Khalsa thus far. Charlie, you know, not being outclassed, but he's certainly being outlanded with a little bit more of the cleaner and firmer strikes from Khalsa, more effective striking here.
Well, picking up on what you said, going to the double K gym for your striking is a great idea, and it might have given Charlie more confidence to stand and trade, but at the moment, that confidence isn't unfounded. He is just second best, as we're seeing here.
Going to the body, then upstairs. Howard says, let's go.
That's Charlie Boy. We've seen that so many times. When it becomes a scrap, he comes alive.
Under 30 seconds in the first round here. Catchweight affair. Khalsa looks to be becoming a little bit more comfortable and fluid in there. Howard's certainly looking solid too, but Khalsa just that edge so far in my mind.
Well, he countered that low kick nicely with the straight right hand, the perfect counter to it. And again, punches in bunches compared to the single work of Charlie Boy, which is taking this opening round.
Beautiful shoulder roll there from Charlie, though. He avoided the worst of it, but he's getting tagged a little bit here, Malcolm.
Excellent opening round for both men, but for me, they stayed at the striking range of David Khalsa, and it suited him perfectly. Charlie Boy, as you mentioned, the double K experience now. But if we look at this, Chris, Khalsa in and out, as you said, timing.
Excellent reaction there from Khalsa. Read the knee, moved back in the pocket, then a 1-2 afterwards, just like that. Again, beautiful punches and combinations, and then immediately the exit. The reset skills from Khalsa have been exceptional.
It's boxing 101, Chris, all the way in or all the way out.
We'll take a look at some of the corner work there. Khalsa's team getting the ice, slowing down the breathing, looking to kind of recapitulate and reconstitute their athlete.
They'll be happy, Chris, totally happy with this first round. And I think both this corner and Khalsa will want Charlie Boy to fight the same way in round two. I'd be interested now to see what Charlie Boy brings different to the table in this second round.
So round two of a scheduled 3 here at the SSE Arena here in London, BAMMA London. Let us know what you guys think. Hashtag BAMMA London. Catch us on all our socials. What a great night here so far.
And as we can see, we start the same way as we did in round one. And for me, everything hinges on Charlie Boy changing the game plan. David Khalsa will want it to stay this way. He's in the comfort zone and he's scoring regularly and skipping away from Charlie's replies.
Nice kick there from Charlie. And again, the punch is coming up short from Khalsa on the counter. You know, this fight has been so far all about timing, speed, and certainly calculation on the fly. It's an art, guys, in itself. I mean, this is mixed martial arts, but essentially this is a glorified kickboxing bout right now.
Well, when I said to you about change-ups, that's exactly what I wanted to see. When you've got a mobile opponent like Khalsa in front of you, what do? Charlie Boy does what you do right. Chop at that lead leg, start to slow him down. Start to make him think about coming straight in. It's a subtle change from Charlie Boy, but it's made a huge difference to this second round already.
Good connection there from Charlie. That's exactly it, though. Once you start to sit down on those strikes and get comfortable like Khalsa did, those legs open up. So I'm impressed with the adaptation we're seeing from both guys.
That's better from Charlie Boy again. A different start to the second round. Now, when Khalsa comes in, Charlie's not relying on countering. He's realized he's been outboxed like that. It's a subtle change in his tactics, but it certainly worked in his favor, Chris.
I like Charlie's stance right now. He's fighting like a little bit more of a prototypical Muay Thai stance. Tall, still tucking the chin, using the shoulders, and a disciplined guard. But it's a nice way to kind of use your reach against an opponent who's coming in like this on Khalsa.
Well, as you've mentioned, what it's actually done, Khalsa isn't coming in the way he did in the opening round because of those leg kicks and then the right hand over the top from Charlie Boy. And this makes it a far more even second round here. David is having to think more here in this second round.
You can see him there with a little bit of the feinting and faking of movements. Again, it's another kick.
And look how that kick took the sting out of the body shots this time. Those body shots were hurtful in round one. There wasn't the sting there here in the second. That said, a beautiful roundhouse from Khalsa.
Excellent connection there. The guard was up for Howard, but with these 4-ounce gloves on, you know, that coverage doesn't make you in any way guaranteed of anything, but a beautiful chopping low kick there from Howard.
This is the key to the second round, that lead leg. David Khalsa's got to start checking because he is beginning to be slowed down by this work from Charlie Boy, and that last kick was the most telling of the round so far.
Of course, the other question now, halfway through the second, is when does the wrestling begin from Khalsa? When does he try to look for the clinch? When does he try to get Charlie down and use the cage like we've seen in previous performances?
Well, these kicks are rattling him. He tried a double right hand, and for the first time he was well out of range. And now just the lateral movement off the center line from Charlie Boy. If round one was Khalsa's, Charlie Boy has really turned this second round in his favor.
Little Stockton slap there from Howard with that right hand.
Now, what a change in dynamics, Chris. Even though the power was planted in both those from Khalsa, you can see the confidence in Charlie Boy. He took them on the gloves and fired back. This is a totally different second round.
And you can also see the cardio and conditioning. You know, that was another question. When a guy misses weight like Howard, you have to ask yourself, was there an injury? Was there a problem with the weight cut? Obviously, what affected it? And the implications sometimes can be very obvious when the gas tank isn't there. So far, Howard looking pretty good. He's conserving the energy appropriately.
Well, you talk about the gas tank and energy look at the way he saves himself. He doesn't move much at all until he needs to. Chops again. He stayed in the center of that cage. He's conserved energy superbly in this round.
And he caught Khalsa circling the wrong way there. Beautiful reads from Charlie Howard in these striking exchanges. He's picking more favorable trades, I guess would be the way I would summarize it, compared to the first stanza.
Walking David down, taking his time, conserving his energy, chopping away at that lead leg, and the dynamic has changed. I imagine David Khalsa's corner was so happy with the first, and they're actually praying it will stay that way in the second. Here you go, Chris. You mentioned when's the takedown. It's a sloppy attempt, and it doesn't work.
It's a desperate attempt. He went for that single leg, but Howard was very, very, very wise to make sure he fought out of that. Khalsa was swinging for the fences, but I think this is Charlie's round right now.
Well, and David Khalsa, for all his power and his boxing ability, has got a little mouse under the left eye, goes for the double takedown this time. Charlie Boy shakes him off once more. He takes a short left and chops away at that leg again. And can he capitalize on a slip? No, it's right at the death. I thought he could capitalize on that slip. But for me, a big round for Howard.
So if we take a look at some of the action here so far, Malcolm, I've got this tied up. That's 10-9, 10-9, both fighters with 19 points. And let's take a look at some of those beautiful exchanges here and what was a certainly better round for Charlie Boy Howard. The right kick was seriously, in my opinion, Malcolm, probably the most damaging shot of that frame.
It was the difference between the two. We saw David Khalsa with the one moment in that round. It was that kick. Charlie Boy took that well because that landed flush. But this now is set up perfectly for the third round. There's the mouse I mentioned. Charlie Boy relatively unmarked. But they both go into the third now, Chris, knowing how vital this is. And I wonder whether the chopping kicks of Charlie Boy will be key, or if David will go for that takedown far earlier in this round.
And you can see some of the corner action there. A couple of world champions in kickboxing and the Howard team from Double K. Khalsa also getting some attention. Looks to have really slowed down that breathing. This could be a blistering round 3.
Oh, everything still to fight for. Reputation, the onward motion in BAMMA for the winner, and the fact that, as we saw there, Charlie Boy Howard has grown in confidence as this bout has gone on. And as I said to you, when would David look for the takedown?
I would also say Howard has matured in technique. We're seeing much wiser decisions from the young athlete. Only 21 years of age, and that's a long time in the amateur ranks. Nearly 15 fights to his record.
You and I have both mentioned how important amateur conditioning is before you turn pro. He's gone about this the right way. And as you said, the result is a very mature 21-year-old. But again, what he's taken out of his game plan is the recklessness against a big striker. And it's worked in his favor as this bout has gone on.
I completely agree. It's that type of ring time that you get as you move through the ranks and begin to kind of not only think about the way you train for something, but the way you perform, you reassess those performances. That's the beautiful thing that I'm seeing about the Charlie Boy Howard story right now.
Well, in his early bouts, in those first eight or so bouts of his amateur career, when he's learning as a trade, oh, brilliant exchange there. The recklessness you could get away with. But when you're at professional level with someone can knock you out with either hand, you've got to stop thinking about that. And now they're trading toe-to-toe. Chris, this is perfect.
Beautiful counter there from Howard. That outside slip to the right hand, right down the middle. Khalsa does not look as fresh as he did in that first round. I mean, he was really beating Charlie to the punch.
And he was throwing punches in bunches. Now, the leg has taken its toll in various ways, and it's also allowed Charlie to land so much cleaner. But having said that, for the first time, you saw David Khalsa's eyes light up with that double combination, left and right.
Beautiful uppercut to a hook there from Khalsa, and then he steps in off that snapping jab. I need more of this from Khalsa right now. This is key. You know, you're approaching the midway point of the round. 3 minutes to go. This is where you've got to assert your dominance. This is where you've got to dig deep.
And now we think that the first two rounds were easy for the judges to score. So this is the round. This is the only round that counts now.
Howard again looking for that leg. Khalsa is doing a better job of retracting that when he sees it coming. Howard's got to set him up. He's got to throw those hands. Dutch-style combinations. Hands followed by feet.
And he's got to get those kicks going again because David has now got the confidence to move in again. Look, he's coming in, and before Charlie was saying, you try and do that, I'm going to take your leg. It's not happening now. You can see the damage above the left knee of David Khalsa. Charlie Boy needs to keep doing that because David is growing in confidence again.
Howard with that overhand right, that bolo punch, beautiful. And then he resets, you know, he draws his head back. It's a much smarter way of doing things.
And again, that kick makes David check, start again, and regroup, and that's what he needs. That's what's keeping him out of range at the moment. But this is still so tight in this third round. With the clock ticking now, one of them really has to assert themselves with under 2 minutes left.
Nice connection again from Howard, but Khalsa is playing the game of punch the kicker. When those kicks come out, in come the hands. He'll take one to give one.
Right-hand counter to the right leg. Bread and butter stuff, but it works. Look for the takedown, Chris, but Charlie just stepped back. He wasn't totally committed with it. And there's a tension in this final round now. I think both men feel it as well. They know this is close.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued about the fact that Khalsa has chosen to box in this third when he had some success, at least, you know, when you're attempting a takedown against a guy and he really doesn't want to go anywhere in that exchange, you know he's afraid of being taken down. So Khalsa knows that this will be wise. Here we go. That was what I was waiting for. But he doesn't get it. Went for the single to the double. Couldn't get the switch up.
In a round this close, Chris, a huge takedown could settle it points-wise.
Khalsa's breathing, though. It's a race to the finish right now, and a very tense one at that, as you alluded to, Malcolm.
And both men landed clean right hands now. As defense starts to wane when you're tired, you become slightly more vulnerable, and that's what's happening to both men here now. Intriguing finish with under 30 seconds, Chris.
Excellent kicks again from Howard. He's timing Khalsa. Sometimes it's risky to throw single shots like that, but when you know where your guy's going to be with his footwork and his movement and the angles, it works.
Now Khalsa trying to walk Charlie Boy down as we go into the last 10 seconds. And when you hear that, you know this is very close. And right in the last 10 seconds, Charlie Boy was looking for maybe that one deciding factor. He's not going to get it either. Chris, this goes to the wire. This goes all the way.
And a nod from both men as Howard and Khalsa raise their arms.
Inside the BAMMA cage, with all 3 rounds, we go to our judges' decision. To your winner by split decision, David Demolition Man Khalsa.